Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade and
Shade
the
in the
City.
City.
I am your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are here to do our review on the love and the marriage in the number one city in America. That is Huntsville. Season 7, episode 7.
Not about to Keke and haha.
Not about Keke and haha. Thank you, Nels. So, welcome, Shade Squad, and all of our new viewers. If you have not already, oh, and by the way, happy Halloween. But it'll be November 1st by then. But anyway, if you haven't already, Shade Squad, please make sure that you hit that like button
And a subscribe button.
and y'all, let's jump right into it. Let's not haha. Let's not Keke. Let's get shady. Okay.
They ain't do none of that this episode.
You stupid.
None of that.
So we are picking up where we left off with Amin going after Marceau.
Marcel running for his life, for real, for real.
And as Nell said, Marceau is, getting a good footing.
Track star. He's a runner. He's a track star.
You stupid. Maurice and Chris are jumping in the middle to separate the two of them. Keke is calling Tisha all types of, bleeps, and y'all know what I'm saying. And many of her guests, and like many of the guests, Kimmy's guests are like starting to leave at this point because they're like, what is going on?
If only Tiffany would have got there a little bit sooner. She'd have sat right in the front row, like, what?
Kimmy was like, we don't do things. I mean, I know I'm from Baltimore, but we don't do things like this. So now Mel apologizes to Maurice as she goes out. I thought she was leaving, but she's actually, I guess, just following Keke out to check on her.
She went to go check on her.
Yeah, but she apologizes to Maurice on her way out. And she said, this is why she don't let folks come to her house. And I said, well, now Maurice feels like Amin should have kind of held Keke back and calmed her down. That was his job as the husband.
How you feel about that? Because I understand where they're coming from. I understand. Because they're grown as hell. I ain't that grown yet. Don't hold me back, nigga. You need to be on my side. I ain't that grown yet.
I wouldn't say be on my side, but I think that if what had happened, had she not thrown the drink in her face, it'd be different. But again, her initiating it being so, I'm sorry, what it looks like, erratic behavior. No, you were supposed to calm her down in that moment because you already know she looked a little,
what?
Erratic.
So I really do. I really understand where you give me Maurice. I really do. I really understand because she was like, you don't go on the side of wrong. Yes, you do. If it's my spouse, I got to go home with this person. I just feel like when we get home, we discuss it. You really shouldn't do that drink. You was dead ass wrong, right? You shouldn't have did that. But not in the middle of the shit of it. In the middle of the shit,
no, not in the middle of the.
Well, that's what they wanted.
No, not in the middle of the issue of it. But what I'm not going to allow you to do is continue to carry on either. Like, he allowed her to keep going at Tisha.
You don't think he was initially trying to, calm her down, and then Marceau said what he said, and then it was,
as it gets, as we get later into the episode, based off of what I know, not now, no.
I mean, I can understand if he was trying to calm her down, but I don't think, he should, like, I don't know. Kimmy gave me the vibe like she felt like he should have reprimanded her, like, right there.
Reprimanded her, but we just not, I don't know. I mean, I get you being angry, but we are all adults, right? Basically, I just feel like
y'all grown.
Well,
every grown person act different. We ain't got it all act
No, every grown person acts different, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It's okay. We can all have our moments. Maybe we had too much to drink, whatever. We misunderstand something. There's a miscommunication. Like, I get that, but it going to that level for that minimum. I'm with Mel. I'm with Mel.
You know
honestly,
what though? Let me tell you something. I just feel like, okay, I just feel like it's a different level because they cousins. I think for me that's what it is. I think like if it's like somebody else, like somebody in the friend group, okay, maybe I'll be able to hold myself back a little bit more. You know, I'm gonna chill out or whatever. But because it's cousins, y'all really don't know the ins and out of our real relationship and what the hell I've been dealing with this lady for all my life. All my life I had to fight. So you don't know. You don't know. Maybe you just think it's this situation. Maybe if it was this situation with a random person, a rando, then yeah, maybe I wouldn't throw a drink. But it's my cousin, and I know. Listen, we've been through it, through shits way before y'all even knew this woman. Okay, so maybe it's a little bit deeper than what they think it is. I think that's why I don't think like I don't know like because it's your family. Normally, it's gonna be deeper. Like I don't. Like I said, I understand where you, Kimmy, Maurice, where all y'all coming from.
I don't know, because honestly, like, I don't know, at a certain point, I may not understand it, but again, that's for us to have a conversation off as like a sidebar, because honestly,
I tried, and you ignored me. You literally, went under me.
No, I just wasn't gonna engage.
Electric slided on me.
I wasn't gonna engage with you. And what is it?
I don't. Now you got to.
I'm not gonna reward bad behavior.
And now you got to. You did. You just did, because now, now you got to engage with me.
Well, see, I mean, not even then, because then Tisha was like, "All right, I'm gonna
Tisha knew she would got her ass whooped.
She's like, "Oh,
I think Tisha knew she would have got her ass whooped.
I don't even think, but see, I don't know. See, to me, is it worth it looking like the more unhinged, crazy adult at your age?
Why do you care what you look like when you look like a dumbass anyway? You sitting next to the man that's constantly making you look stupid and defending him.
Yeah, but
your cousin who tried to tell you what the hell was going on.
Out of barbecues because you can't, you're at your big age, you can't control your temper or converse with everyone else there that you can interact with, but you're so fixated on this.
On my cousin, because it go deeper. It go deep.
Well, handle it at your family barbecue, but don't come to my house with that hood bullshit.
They all.
I'm just saying.
Tisha trying to act like she ain't from the other side of the track. She be trying.
I'm just saying. I admire her for trying to be above that, because I wouldn't have. We just would have had to got to scrap it.
She wasn't trying to be above nothing. She didn't want everybody to know her business. She didn't want everybody to know that.
Well, I mean, that wasn't, but that
once
wasn't
again, Marceau
Keke was still telling
his light pole in a socket it don't belong in. Once again.
But the thing about it is, it didn't matter because Keke was telling it regardless, even when she was ignoring.
She wasn't initially. She didn't until she felt disrespected.
Girl, I'm
not saying what she did was right. I'm just saying that I understand both sides. That's all I'm saying. I'm playing devil's advocate right now.
I'm gonna need Keke to really work on that therapy and
listen. Sometimes
or change therapists, because that one's not working for you.
Sometimes when it comes to your family, you just got to go low. That's just what it is. That's just what it is.
No, I get it. I just don't think you got to do it at other people's establishment. I just think that, like I said, I think that's more about the grown-up thing. Like, there's a time and place for everything, and granted, it happens, but I don't think it's the time and place to do it at somebody else's house.
Also, so the issue is that it was at Kimmy and Maurice's house,
basically. And I mean, also, granted, it might be some family-ish, but again, how old are you running around?
Really? So that means now I got to track your ass down, and you ain't.
But that's what I'm saying. How old are we that you're running around trying to track me down to beat me up? Like, how old are we?
That's what I'm saying. She would have had to if she didn't do it at Kimmy's. She'd have had to track her down. She was invited to that, so she didn't track her down for that.
But I'm saying, if she didn't want to meet up with you, she doesn't want to interact with you. So that's giving stalkerish. At a certain point, I'm gonna start pressing charges, because you're really trying to track me down so you can have a conversation or really want to fight me or whatever you want to do.
That is what she want to do. She want to get it in the mud. That's what she want to do. That's exactly what she want to do.
So so Mel and Stormy go to check on Keke. Mel ask her, like, why would you throw a drink at Tisha? And like Nell said last review, she's upset that Tisha is upset with her. Okay. Mm-hmm. And Kimmy doesn't understand why Keke is involved in a rumor involving Marceau and Tisha anyway. Like, why is she involved? And I was like, well, that's kind of true. So
she's involved because it came and sat on her lap, and that's her cousin, and she wanted to let her know.
Well,
if I heard
Kimmy's trying to play like she don't be messy.
Kimmy just don't know what's going on. She's speaking
right.
stuff she don't know what.
Yeah. Look, just drive your Jeep, Kimmy. Just drive your Jeep.
Exactly.
So Marceau believes Keke is upset that no one believes her lies and that she's jealous of Tisha's life. Both Tisha and Keke claim that they're done.
Ain't nobody jealous of Tisha's life.
Well, they are claiming that they're done with each other. Mel says she isn't clear on what could have motivated her to do, basically, Keke to do that based off being ignored, and thinks that, as Nell said, there has to be more. So Mel even goes to check on Tisha and Marceau, and it was like, oh, we don't move like that. Like that's, I'm a little
ghetto.
Yeah, I'm a little too classy for that. Okay.
Too classy to be showing all that ass.
You stupid, but then they do end up showing how she threw a drink. But I guess because it was Martell and it was at their house, it's different.
No, that was at Nell's house.
Oh, well.
Look, that's the issue. It was at somebody else's house.
You've grown, Mel. You've grown. So, yeah, no, Marceau talks about how it's been going, this has been going on for years. Tiffany shows up with her +1, who happens to be baby Ace, because Lewis is finally out of town again. And then finally, Jalen pulls up.
She wasn't there about 10 minutes earlier when she finally
to get all the mess.
She'd been like, I know she was like, I'd have been there front row with my plate, my baby, and everything.
Lord. She don't want to miss it. Finally, Jalen pulls up in Kimmy's Jeep, and she immediately knows that this is for her. She's very excited.
That's mine.
Right. We know this is what she wanted. And Kimmy, Mel end up, talking about how planning, low-key planning. They're gonna have a girls' trip to Miami. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cute. Okay. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I don't know if Kimmy is really Mel's friend.
Why you say that?
I don't know. I think, especially when I see her, I guess maybe because before, when I thought she wasn't as messy, I thought it was possible. But now I just don't even see how it's possible because she's so close to Tisha. And that is technically like her, sister-in-law, whatever.
Well, I don't know if this was on a season that we reviewed, but I remember when Kimmy was once super close with Mel and Tisha got in her ass about it.
Right.
You're my sister-in-law and that. So I think even if she wanted to be, she kind of has to straddle the fence so that she doesn't make Tisha feel some type of way because they've been there before.
Well,
I personally think, after getting the gift, it cost him a lot of money, a lot of ducats, but he finally going to accomplish his goal and get some. I believe he is going to finally.
Oh yeah, he'll probably, he probably inspired her that night.
Look, might be in a truck, backseat, listen, who knows? All right.
Spontaneous.
You said what?
Spontaneous.
Exactly. In the backyard, maybe under the stars. Who knows? Okay.
With the top, with the top off, right?
But yeah. So after that, basically, Mel, she got up and left. I'm sorry. No, I'm lying. Kimmy, this child was so excited. She ain't say bye to nobody. She ain't let nobody know. She's like, I'm going for a ride in my new Jeep. I need to spin this thing around the block. Okay. Tisha is basically explaining the situation to everybody. And Tiffany, she's not surprised about how everything went down, about how her and Keke fell out because she believes that Keke is a backstabber, liar, deceiver. I can't say a cheater.
Well, you know what's so crazy?
Heartbreak, I guess.
And I mean, I know this is her role on the show, but again, this was another moment where it was like, Tiffany, what did she say? She said, if you can't trust someone or something, what did she say? Something like that. Oh no, she said, if someone has nothing to lose or something like that, talking about Keke. And I was like, stop it, Tiffany, please stop adding your input.
She's just mad she wasn't there. She mad she wasn't there.
Basically.
But yeah, she said she's not surprised by their fallout, but she is surprised that Marcel defended Tisha. She said that's new.
That's a first.
Oh wow. Mel really doesn't see any point in even telling this girl anything because she knows that she gonna believe whatever the hell she want to believe. You know, she's like, just don't get mad at us for not believing it right along with you and his gaslighting ass. Now she really wanted to know why me was coming at Marcel because, you know, of course, it was because of the messed up things that he said about her drug addiction. And, you know, they basically trying to let him know, like, he needs to chill out. Like, it's not funny. That's not something to joke about.
Oh, well, I like the way you worded that.
What?
I definitely put that he called her a dope head. Sorry.
I did not want to extend his joke.
I know, no, I appreciate your sensitivity because I'm reading and I'm like, where is that in the notes? And then I'm like, oh, okay.
I said, where is that in the notes? They are my notes. They are my notes over here. But you know, in his insensitive ass way, of course, he did not. He continued to joke about it. He said that, you know, he wanted to make Amin mad because he couldn't get mad with Keke. Like, Keke made him mad, so he couldn't get mad at Keke because that's the wife. Okay. And basically then lets Stormy know that really that's the way her husband should have handled it when he called her a BITC. When she called him a BITCH. Basically because wives can write checks that they can't cash. Left up to the husband. And now he did have a point when it came to this. Basically, he was saying,
I know, I absolutely thought he had a point.
He basically said that Courtney should have checked her when he called him a BITCH. So, you know, he did his own dig and called him the Steels, which basically called him BITCH as well.
Right.
Without using the word. Stormy didn't see anything wrong with what she was saying. You know, she said, you basically responded by saying you the biggest bitch. Okay. And she's like, you know, if you didn't like it, you should have said that you didn't like it and don't call me that. Martell basically said that it's not cool for a wife to allow another woman to call her husband a bitch, basically coming at Tisha. Of course, Tisha didn't respond because she knows somebody will tap that ass. Okay. She's such a punk. She annoys me. She's such a punk bitch.
Oh, Tisha.
Yeah, she is a little punk bitch.
Let's reserve the B words, please.
Martha was using it. I saved it all for Tisha. I didn't say it.
Okay.
All the time that
using it, they're saying they're talking about the word versus calling her the word.
Technically, I would have said that Marcel was that Stormy was calling him one.
Awful.
Basically, he should have responded by saying, you know, don't call me that, instead of being so sassy, you know, and saying, you know, you're the biggest one. But, you know, she doesn't feel like she owes him an apology because she says she didn't know any better, and he agrees that she didn't know any better. Maurice feels like it was a trigger word, and she knows it was a trigger word. Everybody and their mama did, because I guarantee you when she said it, everybody was like, oh, clutch my pearls. Right. Okay. Everybody and their mama knew what Stormy was doing. Mel left, you know, she saw enough drama for the day. We know how she is.
Yeah.
Then Mel
going out. At least she'll stay through it. You know, before she was packing up, she would have left right after Keke left.
That is very true. Now Courtney still tried to explain to Marcel's ass about, you know, making fun of drug addiction and how a lot of people struggle with it. And, you know, he said that he don't feel no type of way. You know, he was like, he was the only one driving around at 2:00 in the morning to pick her ass up off the side of the road. And, you know, he said that he's angry and hurt because after all he's done for her, he shouldn't be getting abused by her. You know, he said hurt people, they'll get hurt back. Because it's not their responsibility to guess what your trigger word is.
Well, I mean, he can fire off so many. Damn, which one would it be? I mean, you know.
The thing is, it's not about guessing what your trigger word is. It's about the fact that you're intentionally
trying to
find exactly the trigger word. Okay. And Stormy is really not feeling it. You know, she feels that this is a lower blow than it really needs to be. Um, and explains to him that, you know, she believes that Keke is clean. Okay. You really need to stop coming at her because she's clean. And some people react like that and they ain't even got to be on a substance. You know, they just get hyped. Now,
Right.
he asked her if she's ever seen anybody who does drugs. And she's like, yeah. And then, you know, he tries to pry a little bit more, which, you know, brings back all these bad feelings about her best friend and memories. And she gets upset.
Yeah.
At this point, finally, he realized maybe I shouldn't be joking.
Maybe I went too far.
Maybe I need to go check on her. You know, I messed up. Okay. So, you know, he came over to her. He genuinely apologized. And, you know, she said through all his sassiness, he does have a good heart. Well, she didn't say good heart. I'm sorry. She said he has a heart. Um, then, you know, he went out, basically, you know, Stormy had enough of all that, all the drama, all the best friend talk. So she left. She called a man, he picked up, she took off, okay? But then Marcel went right back in the backyard talking to Courtney, standing 10 toes down in his shit about Keke's behavior. Tisha basically let her know, you know, you're the one that asked me to start talking back to her, let her back in my life. And you know, I thought she changed, but she didn't. So I'm done with her. I'm done with her now. So they both said that they wiping their hands clean of each other. Yeah.
Well, I think that is a little bit unfortunate, but you know, again, I'm all about you funny, but I'm all about protecting peace and setting boundaries. So, you know, do what you gotta do.
That girl ain't got no peace when she got a cheating man at home, child. Ain't no
You're
peace there.
terrible.
Ain't no peace.
So that alleged. So
Get some
now
justice. Get some justice. F the peace for now.
you stupid. Martell, Chris, and Courtney meet up at the gym for, I guess, a little workout. Martell gives Courtney the rundown of what happened at the barbecue with Keke.
They over there spilling the tea. This is what the men do. They be trying to act like they don't be into the tea. Y'all be spilling
Absolutely.
hot tea.
Right.
Supposed to be working out.
You're funny. Look, we're breaking a sweat talking this shit. So,
right?
So Courtney discusses how he's not feeling how Marceau, you know, likes to go at the women, and you know how he called him Mr. Steele at the meeting, and basically trying to trigger him. And Martell tells him, you know, he needs to tell Stormy to calm down, basically, and how she talks to men, and you know, basically, Courtney says, "I ain't doing that. I ain't gonna tell
He
Stormy."
said she fine, and he be picking at her. So
right.
basically, my wife will say what the hell she want to say, and I'm a defender.
Courtney said, "I'm gonna stay beside her."
This is what I'm talking about. This is why I said I understand both sides because, okay, even if he feel that and who knows, behind closed doors, he might actually feel that she's wrong. He might actually feel.
Yeah, I could see Courtney not telling her until they got behind closed doors.
But you know what I'm saying? But what I'm not about to do is talk to you bad about my wife and tell you that my wife is, no, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down.
That's true. Okay.
Thank
I
you,
can see your
Courtney.
point.
Proving my point. Thank you. I love it.
You stupid. So Chris basically is trying to be over here facilitating a conversation.
First of all, let me say something. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
What?
I didn't know Chris was that fine.
I've always said Chris is fine for
okay. No.
mature.
No. Let me say this. I thought for like his face, I thought he was like a nice looking older man, but you never really get to see his body. And you know, most older men have like that old man body.
Why do you think he run around on TikTok?
Oh, he had like an old man body because when he wear these suits and he's sitting down, you know, it make him look a little bit frumpy. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Now, let's not get it twisted. Marcel, he got a nice body, right? But really, his frame is not my type of frame. I don't really like Marcel's type of frame, but I can look at it and say he got a nice body. Chris Fletcher's frame, now that's sexy to me. Now, boo.
I was gonna say, don't make Nail come put a nail in that ass.
Listen, look, I go by Nail too. Okay. I said, Chris, that's what I need my man. Look, he get old.
Clearly, they have already had their issues, and she has already threatened to take half his money. He's not stupid. It's cheaper.
You better get a woman like whoever the hell Marcel is messing with, because she is.
You stupid.
He got her on the payroll, clearly.
You're terrible. So anyway, Courtney does agree to have a conversation. Then Chris brings up to Martell, he's like, so when are you getting out my house?
You going to the chateau, my man?
Right. Like,
and
I
where you
don't
go?
care
Just
where
get the
you
hell
go,
out.
but you got to get out. And then he reveals that he and Courtney find out that they're related.
Or they believe that they're related. Yeah,
They
they're gonna
believe
do
there
it.
might be cousins or something.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it, but okay.
Because both of them are from Triana, and apparently it's a
very small
population.
town. I
It,
get
it
that.
actually reminded me of Roxborough.
Roxborough. I was like, ain't too many people from
look,
Roxborough.
look, when they said that, I said, because when Marcel was like, that means y'all related. But then when it's like, oh, it's a small population, I'm like, well,
yeah,
I know. Look, I know of a town like that.
What they say, after the third, it doesn't count.
So Keke, she's at the storage unit going through some things. Apparently they're about to move into a new house. She is really not on board with this, but her husband is full on. He's like, we gotta get our son this, athletic career, work, his future.
They're moving him to a school so he can get more exposed, basically like be the star player, basically.
Trying to get him their money, trying to get,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he can get seen by
but she doesn't feel like, it's the best decision for the entire family. She's like, what about the other two kids? He said they need to change anyway, because little boy is a little badass. And he could use a change. Maybe this school to ship him up and shape him out, okay? Then she gets a call from Mel. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
That's what he said.
I know. That's what he said.
He said his son is bad. And maybe the new school.
I don't remember that, but
he said he's a badass, and the new school might be good for him. He said he needed to change. That's what he said.
Oh, maybe I wasn't really listening on that part.
Yeah, that's what he said. I heard what these is right here.
You stupid.
Then she gets a call from Mel. She said she's checking in on her. Mel, you checking in, huh, boo? Right. And basically, letting her know that she wants to meet up. So of course, when she got there, she gave it a run.
Can I just say, how impromptu or awkward is it for you to pull up on me while I'm at the storage? Like,
I'm definitely not. If you
that's
tell
what
me
I'm saying. I don't even feel like that's a place we meet up.
I feel like that's, first of all, I feel like this inappropriate as hell, because if I tell you, I do. I've misappropriate and miss tea time, and you know what I mean. If I tell you I am packing up, moving my house, moving my life, and I'm at the storage in the middle of doing it, now is not the time for you to pop up on me to have a conversation. Okay.
Especially now the conversation she wanted to have.
And if you ain't coming with some sneakers and stuff to help, listen, why are you here?
Facts.
So, basically, yeah, of course, when she got there, she gave her the tea, let her know they were still talking shit after you left. They gave a rundown, and they was making fun and still being disrespectful. But she said that she was shocked by Amin's behavior, because, he ain't never came out of character like that. And he said that he would have never, it would have never got that far the way it was looking like it was going to get, because he would have never disrespected Maurice, and, acted out at his house, because he's always been, A1 from day one. Not A1 with the painted nails, just A1. Okay.
Yeah.
He said it's just his brother. His brother sucks, and apparently Tisha was lying about really actually liking Amin. She said no, that woman been giving me hell since I came into the picture. She ain't never liked me. So Mel let her know, she understood basically where Marcel was coming from, trying to defend Tisha, with all the drink that she threw on her. He said that wasn't even an issue. The issue was the disrespectful stuff that he said to my wife, and clearly he's been holding on to that for a minute. Just.
I'm not gonna lie, it did seem that way. It did seem.
Now, he also said that he felt some type of way about how super comfortable Marcel feels talking crazy to his wife right in front of him. Like, I'm not here, like I'm not gonna do nothing to stand up for my wife. He does it to everybody. Don't feel special to me. Don't feel special. Now, Keke says that she doesn't have any remorse for where they are, but she does have remorse for what she did. But she said, I'm in therapy for that. I'm working on myself. And Mel told her, boo, I'm proud of your progress. And basically, she said, how about we let them know all about your progress?
How about we show them?
Exactly. By you taking this drug.
Like she put on her motivational speaking.
Right. You take a drug test. I got it for you
right now.
I got it right here for you right now. All you got to do is piss right here in this cup, girl, and I got the test. Let me tell you something.
Can I tell you, Amin was
Look
even
on
looking at
Keke's face. The look on Keke's face was
no,
like,
the look on Amin's face. Like, this is your friend? This your so-called friend?
the one that pulled up at the store asking me for a drug.
Right. You sure it's not your BO?
Listen, Mel
Oh.
is just trying to prove them wrong. Now let me tell you something. Let me
Oh,
tell you
that was
something. Of
funny.
course, it was to be continued. I knew it was going to be continued when they showed the preview of it. I was like, here they go, because this is what they do. This is what they do.
That's
Now,
what they do.
that's what they do. Now, the preview for the next episode shows this woman talking to some, yeah, I'll get it. When he take a lie detector test, girl, that's because you got time to get your piss clean. You better stop playing. You better stop. And you know
Well,
me.
see, okay, so hear me out. If I were Keke, we all know that she was on drugs to wean off. So I'd be like, that would be unfair because there's going to be drugs in my system. If you haven't already, Shade Squad, please make sure you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
I can't stand you. And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And we will catch you next week for another review of The Love and the Marriage in Huntsville. Have a good night.